license with me, so love, 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 love talking about gel. And this is a subject that it's kind of eye opening for a lot of people. They really don't know much about gel. Are you ladies using gel? Or had gel applied to you? Obviously everyone is using gel, and we really know what we're doing. We're just kind of putting it in this light, this magic light that's doing, I don't know even what it's doing. So today what we're going to talk about, we're going to make sure that you guys understand the concept of gel nails. Okay, so number one, we're going to explain why you should learn light cured nails. And when I say light cured, because there's several different types of lights, and we'll learn that today. So light cured gel nails, it could be UV or LED. Okay. We're also going to talk about the chemistry of gels, you guys. And chemistry is not my greatest subject. I explained this yesterday. It's the reason why I'm not a doctor right now. I wanted to be a doctor so bad. Can y'all imagine me being a doctor? Your doctor. Girl, what's wrong with you today? Tell me about it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I would have been a doctor could I pass that chemistry class. I took it 3 damn times. I only read the math part. That's the part that I can do the chemistry and the reading and the but the math, if I wanted to do math, would I have become a doctor? No. I would have been I don't know, a banker. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, chemistry got me, so I decided instead of being a doctor, I'll just be a nail teacher, which I love better, I think. So, we'll also talk about the difference between UV gel and LED gel, and I have a little printout here that I'm going to give you guys today, which I don't know if I have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and let them have that one, and I'll print off another one in a minute. And then we'll talk about these different systems that we now have in the nail world, right? And when we talk about systems, what do I mean? What do I mean by systems? Everything, right? The whole shebang, right? So maybe a system that you guys have heard of or maybe even used is Gel-X, right? They have a system from the dehydrator all the way to the top coat, okay? So we'll talk about a few different types of systems that are out there. And then we'll talk about supplies as well as storing, using, and removing gels. And when should we use gel? Because you have other options, right? There's other options out there. When is it more appropriate to use gel? So let's get started. Why should you learn about gel nails? Well, number one, clients are going to request it. Who's using not using gel polish these days? I mean, they sell these gel polish sets nowadays with the lacquer, and that's great. And why do I love this? Because you can throw the regular polish on the toes, which is what I recommend. However, do what you want, okay? Regular polish for the toes, and then even maybe for those more classic clients that just prefer regular polish. But most of the time, you're going to have that for the toes. So nowadays, clients are requesting gel, and there's an additional fee for it. And I saw a whole argument where nail techs were like, it should be included in the price. Yeah, if I'm doing the nails and it's not included in the price, it will be included in the price. I mean, we're gonna, mesh it all together, right? But mainly today we want to talk about not just gel polish, but also building the gel nail from start to finish, meaning building it from just like we would acrylic, okay? And most nail clients are not asking for 100% pure gel nails these days. And so it is it is a skill. Learning how to use gel to build a nail is very much a skill that not a lot of nail techs take the time to get good at, okay? And gel services are much more expensive. Even if you add that gel polish to your price, right? It's still going to make more. You're going to add to that ticket, right? How much is gel polish added on nowadays? $15, $20, just depends on the nail salon. All right, so but gel is kind of finicky. It's a different animal. When I first picked up gel polish, there was it just appeared in the Cosmo Prom. I remember I went there one day and there was gel polish. I was like, what is this? What is this? And they said, oh, you got to have this light. I was like, oh, okay. So bought the light, bought the polish. I applied it to myself. I'm like, why is it doing that? Why is it not working? Why is it bubbling? We're going to talk about that today, okay? Because you definitely need to have some type of training when it comes to gel. And again, learning this stuff, that kind of stuff can be picked up on YouTube, but then you don't really understand why it's doing what it's doing. Have you ever applied gel and it did something funky and you're like, what the?
Like black polishes, they tend to crinkle.
Oh, why?
Because of how dark the pigment is, sometimes it's harder for the light to penetrate.
Absolutely. Somebody watched that live and remembered it. You mean you went back and watched? No, I'm just kidding. So, Yes, darker polishes tend to have it could be black is the most common, right? But then those dark purples and randomly sunflower yellow or like a bright sunshine yellow is one of those colors that the light just cannot penetrate. I'm like, oh, it's the sun trying to beat the sun. That's what it is. Yellow going against it. Anyway, but it just doesn't work sometimes, and there's reasons why. Okay, now you're going to have clients, if they're asking for gel nails, 100% pure gel nails, you're definitely going to have loyal clients that request that and that only. Okay. And we'll talk about those types of clients in a minute, which clients request gel or are better suited for gel. Okay. Now, the chemistry of gel, there's definitely a few words that you guys are going to need to know. Okay. You will see these again. All right. The number one word up here is oligomer. Oligomer. That's a weird word. What is an oligomer? Okay. So we talked about in the acrylic section that monomers are liquids, right? Polymers are solids, the powder, right? They come together, they polymerize, and they cure, basically come together and form a hard solid. So what is an oligomer? Well, oligomer is also it's it's a pre-polymer. So let me explain. If something is a liquid, the monomer, and then the polymer is a solid, a pre-polymer should be somewhere in between, right? Kind of something that happens before it becomes solid. So when we're playing with acrylic powder, when we first pick up that bead and we start moving it, starts out as a liquid, we dip it in the powder, then it becomes this like gooey, mushy kind of doughy thing until it comes together and gets hard, right? So gel has what's known as an oligomer inside of it, or it is an oligomer, and that's a pre-polymer that's stuck in between the phases of liquid and solid. So it's like a jelly-like consistency. Excuse me. So gel, just imagine gel being stuck between the worlds of liquid and solid, and that's why it's sticky and gummy, right? So oligomers is exactly what gel. A gel is an oligomer. It's a jelly-like substance stuck in between the two consistencies. Got that? Now, in order for that oligomer to cure, we need what's known as a lamp or a gel lamp or UV gel lamp, a light source to cure that product, make it come together. And that's the only difference between gel and acrylic, is that you've got to use a light to set it or cure it versus them coming together on their own. And the reason why the reason it's able to cure with that light is because there is an ingredient in it, a photo initiator. Okay, let's break that word down. What does photo initiator? Oh, I know Kaylin ain't in my live. Talking about miss y'all. Okay. Okay. Miss Beach. Uh-huh. No tan for you today. No tan lines today. It's cloudy. All right. But I'm glad you're here. It's okay. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Photo initiator. Break it down. Photo initiator. Something is initiated. It starts with a photo. What do we need to get a good photo? Right? We need light. So a light starter, right? So that's what the word means. So you need light to start the process of curing it. Okay, so that's what. So gels have a molecule in them, an ingredient to that will require light to make it cure. Got that? All right, I'm so glad. Now, gel, and you don't need to know this word because it's a big stupid word. All right, most gels use what's known as a urethane methacrylate oligomer, whatever. But what you need to know about gel, because it has that ingredient in it, it makes the product more superior in the realm of adhesion. Okay, just because of that ingredient, the product sticks better. It holds better. Okay, so gel. When people ask me which one's better, okay, it will depend on what the product or what the client needs as far as product is concerned. I may ask if you're having problems with lifting. It just nails just constantly lifting. We may want to try gel. And it may not be my fault. It may be your fault. Imagine that.
Your lifestyle, honey.
Your lifestyle, honey. Maybe you have your hands in water a lot. Maybe you are a dishwasher, or maybe you're a housewife that washes dishes a lot, or maybe you're a hairstylist. Who else has their hands in water a lot? Hey, yes. Anybody who works with the public, food, right? They're in water a lot. They're constantly washing their hands. So there are clients who may do better or have better retention or adhesion when they have gel on. And so it's not necessarily that the product is better, it's just that it has a property in it where the adhesion may be better, and that's only for a client that needs it. Okay, if that does that make sense? All right, so I don't believe that one product is better than another. However, if you are having problems with adhesion, gel is going to be it. Okay, now let's talk about viscosity. What does that word mean? The thickness. Okay, and this is not just with gel. This could be the thickness of water, the thickness of concrete, but in this case we're going to talk about gel. So gels come in several different viscosities, and the first one is thin. Okay, thin viscosity. An example of a thin viscosity would be like a top coat or a gel polish, something that if I pick it up it will drip, like, like drop like water. Okay, this is more like syrup. Okay, I don't know of any gel that's watery. Okay, but like syrup. Okay, that good Miss Butterworth, not that thick kind, that sugar cane kind. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so thin viscosity. These are going to be your brush on formulas. Okay, and the next viscosity would be your medium viscosity. Okay, and a medium viscosity is going to be the gel that you're going to get today. And just so you know, the type of gel that you're getting in this pot is, because I put it inside this pot, is IBD gel. This is a hard gel, and it's a builder gel. It's clear. This is a large amount. You never need this much. If this will go bad, okay, this is a school size. All right, so just so you guys know what's in there. But this is a medium viscosity. Okay, and what that's more like I would say that thicker, pure cane syrup. I don't know about y'all. I'm country. Y'all know that molasses type syrup that you pour on biscuits and you eat it with some good bacon. Yeah, girl. Yes, yes. Country. That's country. Okay. That's what this is. Now it's thick enough where I can pour it. You think it's gonna pour? I can grab it. It's not gonna just pour out like, and I can't catch it. Okay, very thick like molasses. These types of gels generally are self-leveling, and you'll know it's self-leveling because if I dig in it and spin it, it goes back flat in the pot. Okay, goes right back flat. And these are generally going to be your build. You can build your nails with these. They run a little bit, but you can definitely build nails with it. Okay, so you'll choose what you prefer when you start playing with these different viscosities. Okay, I'm not Mary the Magician. Y'all so funny. Why? Because I caught it like that. Okay, so the next type of viscosity that we're going to talk about is thick viscosity. Okay, very thick viscosity. Now there's I think there's thick, and then there's thick like me thick. Okay, so we're gonna save the thick like me thick for last. All right, because there is thicker than this. All right, now a thick viscosity, thank you, is a gel like this. Let me put this on the screen so y'all can see. Can y'all see that I have dipped into this and it's just sitting there? You dig in it and it just sits there. It doesn't level. It just sits there. Okay. This is a builder gel. that is very thick. Okay, I can turn this upside down and leave it there. It probably will never move. All right. However, it does have a. And let me. I don't want to use that. Let me use something that has a little. It does have, however, a very. It's still. See how that little tail. Look in front of y'all. Look. See how that tail is moving? It's wiggling. It's jiggly, but it's still very much too thick for it to move around in that pot. All right. So that's thick, right? But it gets thicker. And that's why I say thick like me. So now the next type, and this is a builder gel. You would build with this, but when I tell you, you've got to do it in stages because it's going to look gel nails that you, when you're using this builder type of gel right here, they look a mess until they're done. Does that make sense? I tell folks when I'm doing it, I'm like, is it going to look like that? Mm-hmm. It's my first time trying it. Yeah, I love when people question my authority. Is it going to look like that? Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what you pay extra for. You pay extra for the mess. But then, huh, what? You got to trust the process. If you don't trust me, why are you here? All right. And then there's thick like me. I feel like, this is the little kids. That's thick. Now that's thick. Okay. That is extra thick. And this is your poly gels. Okay. These are your gels that are gel. They're mixed with powder and gel mixed together. Okay, they come in several different names: Acrogel, Polygel. Tammy Taylor has Sculpt. There's several different type brands out there, but this is way thicker than what's in this pot. Okay, so those are your different levels of viscosity. Okay, everybody got that? Yay! All right. Now we talked about the photo initiator, but everybody remember the word polymerization? Okay. Polymerization happens with gel as well. And it happens once we put it in the light. So has anybody ever felt that? The burn. Everyone calls it that. The burn. You felt it. Everyone, if you giggled, you felt it before. Yeah, I know that burn. And Zay, my bestie Zay, he's in the chat. He said, hey Zay gang. He said, I just love that burn. What? You felt the burn? You don't want to feel the burn. Look, he said, I love the burn. LOL. No, we do not want the burn. Okay? The burn is bad. And we'll talk about the burn and how to prevent the burn in a later slide. Okay? But just know that that same heat that you feel when you are using acrylics, that burn, that nobody ever likes that burn, but they like the burn in the light. Imagine. Right? That's a heat spike, and we want to prevent those because they can cause, guess what, Christina? A nail disorder. I got to tell you about the student that wrote on their survey that they wished I talked more about the nail disorders on their graduation survey. Huh? Baby, no. I said, what? I don't talk about the nail disorders. Oh, never mind. Let me get back on the subject. Okay. We ain't gonna go there. All right. So moving right along. So gel polishes. Let's start with those. They come in several different colors, right? They are easily soaked off, and we apply them in layers, don't we? The same way that we apply regular polish. One coat of base, 2 coats of polish, and then your top coat of choice, right? However, I want you guys to understand one thing, okay? Base gel. Don't they usually sell it like this in a little duo? They'll have the base gel and then they'll have the top coat, right? If you say to me, Miss Mary, I don't do natural nails. I only want to do acrylic or I only want to do acrylic nails and gel polish. Do you need to buy that duo with the base and the top? She's like, I'm just playing. I think I'm a student again. I'm actually an instructor, but I want to tell all the answers. Shayla, you got your license. She be answering all this. Okay, it's okay. You can answer sometimes. But, you know. Okay, so the answer is no. Why is the answer no? Why do you not need to buy the base and the top? Because I want you guys to be well-educated nail technicians and spend your money on what? Thank you. Thank you for not answering. She was about to say it. Glitter. Don't spend it on base coat. Why do you not need base coat, base gel? If you are a nail artist that only does acrylic and just uses gel polish on top of acrylic nails, why do you not need base gel? It's only for the natural nail, okay? So all you nail techs that are out there doing acrylic nails and then doing a base coat on top of your finished acrylic nail, and you're wondering why your nails look fat and wide and got a big back, because you got an extra layer of clothes. It's just like when you wear, underoos. What do they call them? You know what I'm talking about. When it's cold outside. Long john. Oh, don't you look a little extra fluffy that day? You're like, damn. Yeah, I got all this extra layer of clothes. Why you need all that extra layer of clothes? Because you don't need to protect the acrylic like you do the natural nail. Absolutely. The base that you buy for gel polish is when you're doing a gel manicure on a natural nail. Okay? Everybody got that? So stop wasting your money on base coat unless you are doing natural nails. Because you will run across that one client, or maybe you're doing gel on the toes. You absolutely need base coat on gel on the toes. But got those acrylic toes around here. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. That's a whole nother conversation. All right. Now, what is that heat spike? What kind of reaction is that? It's right there on the slide. An exothermic reaction, right? What does that mean, exothermic? It means it's pushing out heat rather than bringing in heat. Okay? So that's what that heat spike is known as, an exothermic reaction. What's the other word if you're talking about bringing heat in? Endothermic, just for you good medical terminology students. I made A's in medical terminology. I think it's because my mother is an English professor, and I can break down a word, boy. Let me tell you, and that's all medical terms, is breaking down those words. So exothermic reaction is what happens when you feel that heat spike, and there is a way to control it. Again, we'll get to that when we get to our lights. Now, let's talk about the difference between a LED and a UV lamp. Okay? First of all, what is a gel lamp? What does it do? Now I gotta make room because I got a new toy I want to show y'all. What does the gel lamp do? But here's the gel. Okay. But how? Okay. We know light comes out, right? Light comes out of my microwave. How does it work? I don't know. Oh shit, what's happening? How did that happen? OMG. Boom. I don't know what happened. The ghost touched my face. So the gel lamp, okay, which here's my new one. It is amazing, this lamp. It has every single feature that I talk about that lamp should have. Okay? Every single one. All right? And I'll show you guys some bootleg lamps that, they work, right? But they're not the best. But how do they work? Well, first of all, the gel lamp is a device that powers these bulbs to cure the gel nail enhancements. Okay? And these bulbs emit a violet colored light. Y'all see this one? This is a lamp, right? And there's only 8 bulbs on here, and it puts off a purple ish kind of color. Now we're going to update that because there's several different colors they emit now. For instance, mine emits a very pretty pink light. Can y'all see that? Ooh, pink. Who cares? It's pink. Does the same thing, right? But these curing lamps, they might look similar, right? They may present as similar, but they have very, there's a lot of differences that affect the curing power. Okay, so first of all, the type of bulbs and the number of bulbs is one of the reasons why your light may or may not work well. Can you hand me Old Faithful?
Yeah.
Do you mind? So I'm going to open this up. We're going to open up her little. Open her up. That's what she said. We'll take and get her naked here. Woo! Look inside the bulb. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. This is Old Faithful, okay? This is what I like to call her Old Faithful, and I'll explain to you why. All right, strip her naked, take her off. And if you're interested in seeing what my students are seeing, you need to click the link in my bio, okay? So that you can watch our YouTube. We are live on YouTube, okay? Click the link. So this particular lamp here is a UV gel lamp, period. Old Faithful, okay? This lamp is our new lamp. She's the new heifer on the street. It's the new city girl. City girl summer. I think we have enough. There's two there. All right, the new girl on the street. This is a hybrid lamp, okay? But I want you to, don't get confused about that yet, but it is an LED light, okay? It has 54 lights, which is awesome, okay? Because this has only 8 lights. Can you get a full, complete cure from this light that is cured the polish or the gel completely? Hell no, you cannot. This would be like if your oven, if half of the heaters or whatever were broken, it would not cook your cake all the way through. All right, same thing here. So this particular bulb here, this is a UV gel lamp. These bulbs come out and they're replaceable, okay? This light is very cheap. You might pay $29 or even less for this lamp. Why? Because you're not paying for the lamp. This is what's expensive, okay? And these have to be replaced often, and you will not know that they have gone bad and that the power is running out on them until you look down at your client's nails and you have put it in there for 2 minutes and it's still not cured. But the lights are still working. They're still purple or whatever color they are. And it's like, how do you know? So back in the day, what we used to have to do was we would write on here, if we were working full time, you would write on this bulb the date. And kind of like when you go through Jiffy Lube and they're like, all right, you got 4,000, come back in 5,000 miles or this day. You knew that you needed to change these out every 3 months. And these bulbs were not cheap. These bulbs could run anywhere from $10 a piece. So your $20 lamp just turned into a Bentley. You got to change the oil in it every 3 months, and the oil change is $2, $10, $20, $40. That's as much as a car oil change. Okay, so these require a lot of maintenance. And if you look at your sheet, you will see there are some pros and cons to each one of these. All right. Now, this LED lamp here, you never need to replace the bulbs. Okay. Now, the great thing about my lamp is it has a replaceable battery. So back here in the back here, I'm not going to open it up. I ain't going to strip her that naked. But if I open this up right here, there's a battery here that when this battery stops working, guess what you can do? Take it to Batteries Plus and have them give you a new one. Okay, I'm going to see if I can stock some batteries just in case anyone ever wants a replacement battery. So this basically will last you forever. Okay, now if you drop it like this one, we had to bust her all the way open yesterday, fix her, because y'all drop lamps. So don't drop your lamp. Hold it by the handle. A handle is nice, right? This is, by the way, a rechargeable lamp, and it also has a plug in the back here to recharge it. Okay, and it has currently 90%, and we used it all day yesterday. Okay, I had a student practicing playing with it. It has a little thing here that tells you how much charge. Now, it's not flickering in real life. Y'all see it's not flickering. I don't know why it does that when it's being recorded. That's weird. Okay, so what does LED stand for? Light emitting diode. Okay, that's what it stands for. And UV stands for, obviously, anyone know? Ultraviolet. Where else do we get ultraviolet lights from? The sun. Okay, so here's a question that everyone asks me all the time. Can I get cancer from putting my hands in a UV light? How much time do you think you have spent outside today?
2 minutes.
From your car to right. And then you're gonna do that again. And you might even go to the mall and walk from the parking lot all the way to the mall and back. So you spend, and you do that every day. Okay. That UV light out there is way more powerful than this UV light in here. So make it make sense. Okay. If you're concerned about spending, I don't know, let's see, 2, 4, 6, because this you need 2 minutes in this one. So maybe 10 minutes total on each hand every 2 to 3 weeks. You're more concerned about the UV light that you're getting from this box than you are, and these be the same people that don't wear sunscreen. Okay, the same people that don't wear sunscreen, smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, weed, all of that stuff, drink a bottle of liquor every month, week, whatever day, and they're worried about the UV light. So no, please dispel the myth. Okay, it's not something that you should be concerned about. All right, the UV light coming from this box. Everybody okay with that? Educate your clients. Okay, one thing about when you teach somebody something, they will never forget you, and they will never they'll never, if you long as far as clients are concerned, they're like, well, at least she teaches me why and tells me why I shouldn't. They'll appreciate that. So let them know this light is not going to make them end up with cancer. Okay. Now, the amount of bulbs that you have is very important. We already said that this bulb is not, this is only going to give you a good flash cure. And what do we need a flash cure for? Anybody know? For so what basically what happens when you do a flash cure is it's going to set it. Like it will, you could put it under here. When I do my Gel X nails, which that's what these are, you put it under the flash cure and you hold it there for that little 30 seconds or so, and that's going to make sure that it stays long enough for you to put from here into the light to do a full cure so that you have fully cured gel on your hands. We do not want uncured gel on our skin, and our nails happen to be a part of our hair, skin, and nail system. Okay, so these nail techs that are doing press-ons and pressing on the nail with the gel glue, and the nail is already designed. We already talked about black polish being one of those things that the light can't see through. So you're doing press-ons and you're selling them to your clients, and then they're using this gel to press it on and make it stick. What do you think's happening underneath there? It's absolutely not curing. And if you have uncured gel on your nails for any amount of time, what can you end up with? Contact dermatitis. And y'all know I suffer from it. I thank God this new cream I'm using has cleared up my hands. Okay. And that's the only reason I got on nails now. because I was not touching no gel, I didn't even want to breathe it until my hands healed up because it was just going to get worse. Okay. Now I'm working on my feet. They're almost there because I got to get it on both hands and feet. So we don't want, and not to mention, if you've got anything moist and wet on your nail bed for 2 to 3 weeks, what do you think is going to happen to your nail beds? Was that my stomach? Did you hear that?
Taco Cat, call me a name.
Taco Cat. That's it. Taco Cat is calling me. All right. What's going to happen to your nail beds? You said it right the first time. It eats it up. I'll never forget the first time I put gel on my nails, a gel set. And I did something, what I should not have done. I tried to make my own poly gel. I mixed up, and it looked just like this. It was so pretty. This is what it looked like. I had mixed it up with some pink powder and some clear acrylic, clear gel, mixed it up till it got thick. And I put it on my nails. And I still got a picture of those nails on my Instagram. You know what I don't have? A picture of what my nails looked like when I took them off. Because what happened was the nails were beautiful. Oh, and they were hard and cured on the top. But when I got ready to take those nails off, I clipped them. And I did this because I wonder if my nails feel weird. They just feel weird. I clipped the tip of the nail off and I did like this. Squoze like this. And guess what came out? All that wet gel. I could literally, once I got picked around the cuticle area, because it cured around the cuticle area, because it was thin and the light could see through it. But in that thick area, once I peeled around and I pulled it off, my nail, imagine being in a tub for 3 weeks. Put your hands in there. That's how mermaid snails look. They probably don't have nail beds. Just wet. For 3 weeks, my nails were like mush. I felt like there was no nail plate there. It was so weird. And then they stayed soft for days. It was horrible. I was like, never again, never again. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just doing the stuff that y'all do when y'all get on TikTok and y'all see something, you just be like, I'm going to do that too. We didn't even have TikTok back then. I just did it. Just stupid. Don't do that, okay? Don't mix chemicals, and when you're going to play with polygel, and like, for instance, that white gel that I just showed you, oh, baby, honey. You better apply that thin and in layers. That's the one right there that's going to get you. Squeeze it out and it's going to have wet gel under there. Okay. So we don't want that. So we want lights that are strong enough, my point being, that it can penetrate through that gel. And also you need to keep the hand in there long enough so that it can completely cook your cake. Nobody wants a birthday cake that's raw in the middle. Okay. Why does it seem like when we talk about nails, talk about cooking, when we talk about UV gels, like I always refer to like the stove. All right. So let's talk about wattage real quick, because when it comes, this is a 96 watt lamp. 96. That is very, 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 very strong. Probably one of the strongest you'll find on the market. This one, if I told you that this lamp, each one of these bulbs has 6 watts in it. Oh, this is 9 watts. 9 watts. There's 4 of them. How many watts is this lamp? 9 times 4. 9 times 4, 36. Still have to do that with my fingers. Y'all know the trick? 36. 36 watts. Okay? So this is 36 watt lamp versus a 96 watt lamp. Someone said, mine says it's 150 watts. Is it too strong? Depends on your product that you're using. No one needs 150 watts. That's a lot. All right. So that's where the strength and the intensity of the bulbs comes in. Okay. Everybody got that? So we want to have, you could have 150 watts. That's great. Perfectly fine. You know damn well that cake is cooked. Okay. Now, when it comes to cure times, all right, gel lamps will either use LED or UV. Now, this has to be updated now, doesn't it? It's not just LED and UV anymore, one or the other. Now we have hybrid lamps, and this one is a hybrid lamp. What that means is this will cure LED and UV. Okay? Let me turn that light around because we really don't. Do not look into the light, Carol Ann. Am I telling my age? Do y'all know what movie that came from?
I've heard it, but I don't
Oh,
know. I've heard it.
Poltergeist. Go watch it.
Oh, okay.
Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Don't look into the light, Carol Ann. I'm saying, I feel so old. Y'all don't know this movie? I gotta stop using movie. I'm too old to use movie references anymore. Because unless I'm talking about Dora the Explorer or stuff like that, I don't even know none of that stuff. I don't know none of that. Thank you. That y'all, we got some older people in the live. Thank you so much. Okay. So don't look. Why do I say don't look into the light? What did we just say this was? UV. This is UV. Now LED might be a different story, but even just don't look into the light. It's burning your retinas, okay? Just don't do it. All right. So we have hybrid lamps now. It's not just gel or UV. I mean LED or UV. We have lamps that do both. So LED lights emit a direct light that must shine directly on the gel, and those cure times usually range from anywhere. Did y'all know there's 5 seconds to curing gels? They're mostly Japanese brands. Okay, like Vetro actually has a 5-second cure gel, but they don't like to advertise that because the people start thinking all their gels is 5 seconds. 5 seconds, IBD. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, but 5 to 60 seconds for each layer of gel. Okay, and these gels, there are wavelengths that cure those gels, and in LED lights, there's a higher amount of wavelengths than there is in UV. If you look at your sheet, you can see, I think UV is anywhere from 305 to 4. What is it for? Or am I wrong? 320 to what? 400. And then the LED light has how many? 365 to 405. So that's a big intensity jump. So LED lights are able to cure LED gel faster than a UV light because of the intensity of those wavelengths, okay? They're called nanometers when we talk about the scale, okay? And that is a scale used to identify a certain intensity of light. Now, ultraviolet bulbs radiate light inside the lamp so that all those nails are equally exposed as well. And those range from 320 to 400. And that cure time usually ranges from 1 minute to 2 minutes for each layer of gel. So obviously, the UV is going to cost you a little bit more time. However, and this is the thing that people are like, I don't want to use the UV lamp. It takes 2 minutes. I challenge you to polish a hand in school perfectly in 2 minutes that you're ready to put it in this light. 9 times out of 10, take your time and you can switch in 2 minutes is fine. Most people can't polish a hand in 30 seconds. So, if you got a UV, it's perfect. It may take a little longer to cure. Take your time. This gives you time to polish and make it perfect. Okay? So you don't have to go out and buy a super expensive light. Now, LED lamps are now more common than anything, right? Because they save time during the service, and most brands are not UV gel only polishes. Okay, they're still out there. Here's one right here. This is a UV gel. This will not cure in an LED only light. Okay, because it's a UV gel. Now with a hybrid lamp, which this one, it will cure because this one cures both UV and LED. Now, let me ask you a question real quick because I don't want to confuse you. If this lamp says it will cure both LED and UV polish. And my instructions say, this is a UV / LED light, gel. If it says, sorry, I'm like, where are my glasses? Purple today. Cure for 30 seconds under LED lamp or 1 minute under UV lamp. How many seconds does this gel need to cure in here?
It's hard.
It's easy. It said, let me read the instructions again. This is a UV / LED. It will do both. And this one happens to be non-binary. It's a non-binary gel. It does both. So, cure for 30 seconds under the LED lamp or 1 minute under a UV lamp. 30 seconds, period. That's it. Now, same gel. Same gel. How long does it have to be in here? Perfect. 1 minute. If I move it over to an LED only light, which we do have two LED only lights, it's those black ones that are floating around. How many seconds does it need to be in the LED only light? 30 seconds. Glad y'all got that, right? So if it does, now, if I had a UV only gel, this says 2 minutes. UV only gel. How many minutes does it need to go in this light? 2 minutes. How many minutes does it need to go in this light? 2. How many minutes does it go in the LED light? It don't. Thank you. Y'all got it. Y'all got it? Y'all got it. Okay, that's all I wanted. That's all I want. I want y'all to understand. Okay. Now, obviously, that means you need to read the instructions on your or know your product, right? Because they're gonna all have this one says 2 minutes. And it's LED, it's IBD, same brand. Okay? So make sure that you are following the instructions and knowing your product. Okay? So I'm so glad everybody understands that. That sheet will help now. Now, also, again, depending on how thick that gel is, you may have to apply it in layers. Okay? Because remember, the light has to be able to see. And that goes in the same thing with polish, because you said black polish tends to do it. So with black polish, you want to make sure that you apply it very thin. You may have to do multiple layers, but thin. Okay, all dark polishes, to be honest, and randomly sunshine yellow. Okay, every time I use a yellow polish, it curls on me. Every time. Okay, so let's talk about these different types of gels that we currently have to use in our nail journey, these systems. Okay, the first type that we have, okay, are hard gels. Hard gels, or otherwise known as traditional gels. Old school folks like me might say traditional gels. Thank you, Mr. Pink. Oh, I love the puppy. Gave me the puppy dog with the waggy butt. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They're taking notes, so I'll give them a second. Thank you so much. You guys can watch me live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. Click the link. Thank you so much, Mr. Pink. You are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me. Because we are using your product today in my demonstration. So, hard gels will also be known as traditional gels. What are we looking for? What? Yeah. Ain't none in the bag? Oh, I did clean that out. Oh, here, I got some. I don't know why I'm looking like I'm crazy. You don't have none in your third bag with the nail tip with blending bag? I bet you do. Go look before you take my brand new one. It's in your nail tip with blending bag. She need a whole new bag. Lord have mercy.
No, it's probably in there.
We'll get to over curing in a second. Isn't that not the cutest gift, right? Okay, so hard gels, known as traditional gels, okay, can be used to build extensions. We know the difference between enhancement and extension, right? Not just an overlay, but length. So hard gels, they don't confuse the word hard gel, meaning that it's stronger for some reason, or you can't use soft gel, because with soft gel we're using soft gel with Gel-X nails, don't we, to so that we can soak it off. Hard gels just mean that you cannot soak that product off. A hard gel is impenetrable. What do I mean by that? This is one of the reasons why gel is superior to acrylic when it comes to adhesion. Okay? Hard gel is impenetrable. We cannot soak it off with acetone. That's basically what it means. Hello, how are you? Someone brought donuts? Oh, wow. Who did that? I don't know. Who sent us donuts? Zach. Zach! Zach. He's all the way in Florida. Thank you so much. I hope he tipped you. He did. Thank you so much. Oh, Zay, thank you. Zay is a manager now. He got money. He got a raise. He got money. He sent us. Oh, that's so sweet. My fave. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Zay. He probably ain't even on the live. He probably selling a cell phone right now. But I'm so proud of him. He finally got him a manager position. He making that money, honey. Okay. Thank you so much. So, hard gels cannot be soaked off. When I say they're impenetrable, remember we said that it's good for people who have their hands in water because the water can't soak through. Neither can acetone. That means that hard gel has to be filed off. Oh, it's for my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Yes, she brought me coffee too. And look, and we're busting it open now. Thank you so much, Zay. Thank you. Thank you. I needed that too. I was just about to run out of my little drink. All right, so we can't soak it off. So it's got to be filed off. So which one of these? Oh. Y'all, this makes me happy. I'm sorry. Do y'all mind if we pause for the calls? Y'all getting this? Y'all taking these notes? Thank you. Zay, yay, yay, yay. Oh, this is my good. See, he knows I love me a good espresso macchiato. I meant with espresso extra shots. Mm. Y'all just don't know how good that is. All right. Oh, so many choices. Y'all have some. Y'all please have some. Sorry, pause for the calls. Y'all eat them donuts now. Thank you, Zay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, my birthday was last week. Thank you so much. Oh, no, Tuesday. No, it was this week. It was Tuesday. The 20. It was the 20. I woke up that morning. I wasn't thinking nothing about that birthday. I'm gonna tell you right now because I still feel 25. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Okay, back to the gels. So hard gels can have to be filed off. Soft gels can be soaked off. Okay. Now, what is one of the systems that we've talked about that calls themselves soak off or soft gel systems? I'm wearing it. Gel-X, right? So that makes it easier for you to take the product off. What else is a soak off gel? Regular gel polish, yes. And we talk about regular gel polish, meaning the type that you guys use today, because this is a gel polish. And when I tell you it's UV, right, it can't be soaked off. This is a hard gel. Look how beautiful it is. This is why I keep it. It's crystal nails. That's why I keep it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. What is an example of a hard gel system that we cannot soak off? You see that? How pretty it is? You put that on top of black, baby. It's like chrome. It's like a chrome polish. That polish? Oh, I should. Yeah, I got 8 of them, 9 of them at home. Polygel is an example. Just hold it. Polygel is an example of a hard gel that cannot be soaked off. Now, somebody on the live told me the other day, or the last time I taught this, that they actually make soak off polygel now. Can someone please tell me a brand? Anybody on the live that says there's a soak off polygel, please give me a brand. Because I have my new polygel is on the way. I got the tracking number last night. My new polygel is coming and it is not soak off. And I asked them, I was like, do you guys make a soak off gel? My manufacturer, she was like, and this is a Chinese lady. She was like, I have never heard of such. So I need a brand. Someone tell me a brand on this live. I need to know the brand. I want to know. But anyway, I mean, I'm too lazy to Google it right now. And I got a sprinkle in my tooth. Sorry, y'all. We had to pause for the calls. It's my birthday. Last Tuesday. Or this Tuesday. This Tuesday, sorry. Pink Mask. Okay, Pink Mask is the brand. I thought y'all were telling me to use a pink. I have some Marcart. This is Marcart. It doesn't soak off. And we'll test it. How do you test these things? It's so simple because people are like, I have this gel. I don't know if it's soak off or not. How do you test it? It's very simple to test it. I mean, you can test it without putting it on your finger. Just take your little dab of it, put it on like a sculpting form, a sculpting form, like, and put it in the light. Peel it off, drop it in a little container of acetone, and see if it soaks off. And see if it melts. Right? It's an easy way to test it. Okay. So, with that being said, I don't know of any polygels that are soak off. And if they say Marcart, I'm going to test this Marcart and see if it's soak offable. I don't believe it is. What? Pink Mask? Yeah. It is soak offable. Mm-hmm. Is it a hard gel is the question. Do they claim to be a hard gel? Can you use it for extensions?
Well, we know what they claim.
What can we use it for extensions? Because if it's a soak off gel, I don't know, honey. I will have to see. Just says easy gel. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, does everyone understand the difference between a hard gel and a soft gel? Hard gels are non-porous, cannot be penetrated with acetone. And what is one of the things that you notice about gel that maybe you haven't really paid attention to that's different from acrylic, traditional liquid and powder? I'm going to say yes. Difference. How about there's no odor? Gel is odorless completely. So, with that being said, we've talked about using odorless monomer, which sucks. Like, it really sucks. Much as it's, helpful, it really sucks. But gel, this is why you will find in most spa situations, the nail tech does gel nails. Because you don't want most people, if they're not nail people, they do not like the smell of monomer and powder. I love it. It smells like money to me, but not to people who are getting their hair done or doing a facial or whatever. They are going to want gel. So I gave you that information about the spa. So get on it. You might have to use it. You know what I mean? Polygel, might be the thing you have to use. Who knows? So, with that being said, gel also, if you ever wanted a crystal clear extension, like crystal clear, you are not going to get the clearest, because everyone says their acrylic is the clearest clear on the market. That's acrylic. But when it comes to the clearest clear in the world, period, it's going to be gel. you're going to get the most clear extension that you'll ever see. And that doesn't really matter unless you're doing like encapsulations, or unless you are doing those ice nails that look like, they're completely clear. But other than that, it really doesn't matter. However, gel is going to give you the clearest extension ever. Okay. Soak off, soft gels can be easily removed. Now let's move on to bonding gels. Okay. So gels need a primer. Gels need a primer, or a base gel, or a bonding gel, to increase the adhesion to the what? Natural nail plate. Okay? Nowhere else. Natural nail plate. So, primer, we talked about it being sometimes an acid or a non-acid, is usually recommended first before you put that base gel on. And I say usually, again, to listen to your instructions on your manufacturer's, on the product, the manufacturer's instructions. For instance, Gel-X, press, or however the lady who created it calls it Apres. So y'all need to get on it. All right. Apres. They do not require a base gel when you are using the Gel-X system. When you buy it, it comes with a dehydrator, a primer, the gel adhesive, which I have some, the gel adhesive, and a top coat if you buy the little kit with the light, and of course the tips. So again, it depends on the system. But most systems will tell you that you need a base gel if you're going straight from the natural nail plate to building the gel, and then obviously polish and top coat. Now, bonding gels usually vary in viscosity, but most of the time they are going to be very thin. Okay, just like you think about a base coat that we use with regular polish. All right, and the curing, as far as base, you must cure it. Okay, so every layer needs to be cured, including a bonding gel. Okay. Now, after you apply that bonding gel, you're going to add whatever type of gel you're going to use, meaning your builder gel or your your extension gel, whatever you're using. But just remember, again, bonder goes on the natural nail. Now, some manufacturers have an air dry system, like a Prey. They have their primer, or they might say bonder. I don't even think theirs is called a primer. I think it's called bonder, and it is a air drying primer, basically. Okay. So, and they don't need to be cured, but just again, it just depends on your system. Now, builder gels. Builder gels are used to create the arch of the nail, or the extension, or the extension, and these enhance the thickness. And we talked about the different, you can use from medium all the way to thicker than me is a builder gel. Okay. Everybody got that? You're going to be building that nail. And it enhances the thickness of the nail, as well as ensures that, well, it can be self-leveling. It's not always going to be self-leveling. There are self-leveling versus non-self-leveling. But you want to make sure that each coat is completely cured. Okay. And you may need to do multiple coats depending how much pigment and how thick. If it's all clear, if your entire nail is made out of clear gel, you might be able to do one big blob. But what are you going to end up with if you do that? Woo! Heat spikes. Heat spikes. Woo! I pray it has a primer that is step 2. Yeah, but it's an air dry primer. I have the whole system. It's an air dry primer. They got a little clear bottle, and I think it's a gold bottle or whatever. But anyway, it's an air dry primer. It's not a gel curing primer. Okay. So typically hard gels are in a pot. Okay. Typically, but we also know that your poly gels, I know y'all are writing, so I don't want to move too fast. They're taking notes. Zay is so sweet. That was really sweet. I was like, who got Zay? Grounded in nails. Okay, you be thinking I do this too much. because I be thinking, and I just hear filing noises. What?
She asked, she was like, am I tripping or do I hear nail filing?
Well, it's a nail school,
said,
and we definitely have some students working on some things. Yeah, they're working on some things, but we also have some new students that are just learning. So yeah, we love the sound of files scratching together. Means we're learning. All right. So now someone just asked, what about polygel? Well, polygel, where you go. It has a thick viscosity. It's typically packaged in tubes. However, look at this. This is in a pot. It's polygel. Okay, they're making it all different kinds of ways now. All right. Comes in a variety of colors and also requires just as much maintenance as any other product. And the removal is done by filing. Okay. Unless you have a so-called polygel, that I'm gonna have to try it. I need to know if it's true. If it can extend, that's the part I want to know. If it's hard gel and it can extend into a length, I have to try some. Pink elephant, send me some. What is it? Pink elephant. Pink. Pink mask. What is pink elephant? There's something pink elephant.
Skincare.
Huh? Oh, that's skincare. My bad. I don't know this stuff. I use Walmart cream on my face. I do. It's the old oil of Olay. That's because you an esthetician. It's that oil of Olay knockoff. Child, some people just blessed. You can't argue with an esthetician. I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try. All right, so pigmented gels or soak-off gel polishes, otherwise known as gel polishes. There's so many different colors out there, so many different sheens, shades. Most are sold in a pot or a container. Okay, so for those that are wondering what gel polishes that are in a pot look like, this is Vetro gel. Okay, which they now have a polish line that they have in a, but this is brand new. Let me show you how beautiful. I haven't even opened this. And this looks like it's not a lot. Look how glittery that is. Hold on, let me put it on the screen. This is their leaf. Oh my God, it's like a blue leaf color. It's absolutely amazing. But these Vetro, these are the ones I told you can cure in 5 seconds. Okay. These lights, and that's using their lamp, and their lamp is the same wattage as mine. But these pots, they look like you would use it all up in like, one sitting. But they're so pigmented that they last forever. I've had some of my Vetro gels for years. Okay, and these can be removed by soaking in acetone. I see y'all moderating in there. What's going on? We over here in the YouTube. We turned up over here on YouTube, y'all. Turned up. Okay. They are in there too. And y'all, I'm trying to build my YouTube because TikToks, they say they're going away soon. We gotta find another alternative to be able to communicate. So y'all go on over there. All right, moving right along. The next thing that you're going to also run into are finishing gels. And if you see here, this is my particular product, which is on the way. We're refilling up on our Ultra Gloss because it is our #1 seller. I love my top coat. It is scratch proof, hair color proof, all of that proof. Okay. Now when you choose a finishing gel, this is going to be the last thing you apply. There are so many different types nowadays, right? We have our shiny gel top coat. We've got matte gel top coat. We've got glow in the dark top coat. You've got top coat that looks like chrome now. Sparkly. You got all of this stuff. You know what I say? Buy the clear, buy the matte, and then you spend glitter and chrome. Buy glitter and chrome, and add. You get stop buying all this stuff you don't need. Jesus. Stop buying all the stuff you don't need. Okay. Now, you're going to get a very high shine with a glossy top coat, right? But there are different types of top coats out there. And I'm going to be honest with you, nowadays, most people don't even buy the ones that have that tacky layer, inhibition layer, because it's like another step, right? You've got to apply that top, and then you got to wipe that tacky layer off. And then you also are exposing yourself to more uncured gel. So it's like, just do the tack-free gel or non-wipe tack-free, same thing, right? All right. You can't get on YouTube. All you got to do is click the link in my bio. Give me your email address. Takes you right there. You don't even have to wait for the email anymore. Just takes you right there. All right. Everybody got that? Because y'all diligently writing. Now, let's talk about the different types of brushes and different types of supplies and things that you might need. Well, we already talked about that gel curing lamp that you need. All right. You choose, pick your poison, which one you want to work with, or what you can afford. All right. You don't need to go out there and buy an expensive one if you can't afford that just yet. Your application brush. Now, application brushes are there's so many different types of gel application brushes. But just know this, that most gel brushes are not going to be made, they're going to be made out of a synthetic material, nylon, okay, or canacolon, or I don't know, something on. All right. More than likely they won't be made out of an animal hair, but I have seen, because Tammy Taylor's gel brush is an animal hair brush randomly. But more than likely it's going to be a nylon brush. And you guys are going to get one today. And just so you guys know, this is the brush you're going to get. And it is not a very expensive brush, and it's good that it's not, because one of y'all, well, there's only two of you here, new ones today. But when I have a bunch of people, the chances are one of you guys is going to cure this brush right in this light day one. It happens every time. Okay, so we'll get to that point. But this is a nylon synthetic brush. Okay, just so the people on the screen can see, this is a synthetic brush. All right, and it's it's medium size, but we'll get to that in a second. So we need that brush. You're also going to need your bonding gel and or primers, dehydrator, primer, whatever the system calls for. Your building gel and your finishing gel. Okay. And then we're also going to need either tips or forms. If you're doing an extension, you can always do overlays on gel nails with gel as well. A cleanser. And what do we use as a cleanser? Does anyone know? What can you use as a cleanser? Alcohol or acetone, because remember, gel is not gonna if it's hard gel, basically it's not gonna soak off if you rub it with alcohol, acetone one good time. But if you want to make your own, you may want to write this down, because I make my own. Okay, 2 parts alcohol, and try to use 99% alcohol if you can get it, because what is 70% alcohol? What's the other 30%? 30, right? Yeah. Water. All right. We don't want water if we can avoid it. All right. And you can get 99% alcohol at a nail supply store generally, unless they're sold out, because Mrs. Johnny stays sold out. Or you can get a big container of it. Sometimes Sam's has it, and then also the pharmacy if you can get it. 99% alcohol mixed with 1 part acetone. 2%, 2 parts. So y'all know, if you're doing cups or if you're doing teaspoons, 2 parts alcohol, 1 part acetone. Okay. Someone said I use half alcohol and half water. Bless your heart and all your internal organs, honey. Water to remove the tacky layer. Water on a nail at all? Okay. I don't know where people get this stuff from. All right. And then also lint-free cleansing wipes. Now, you guys have cotton balls, because lint-free cleansing wipes are expensive. But in general, lint is not your friend in the nail world, is it? So when you grow up and become a big girl nail tech and you can afford to buy the lint-free wipes, they're very expensive, please get you some. It's not even that. Do y'all get your nails done? Okay. When you come on this side and you start doing nails and you use the cotton balls, you're going to be like, oh, heck no. Even when you polish in gel, you're like, stuff everywhere. Cotton is great for regular polish, and you guys have to do a lot of regular, because you have to soak that cotton ball in acetone to get that nail polish off. You really do. But when it comes to gel, different story. Okay. Lint-free cleansing wipes. Okay. And let me just tell you what I do. I buy the 4x4 ones that you can get, and they're like usually like $9 a pack and the pack's like this big. Okay. But I take them and I cut them into 4s so that we are, Your nail not that big. So. You're only wiping the tacky layer. You're not trying to remove the polish, okay? Boop, that's enough. Now, if you real fancy, you get you some of these little foamy foams, okay? And those are all the way lint free. Okay. You like these? I love these.
Are those disposable?
Disposable. Oh yeah. Throw anything you wiping something down with away. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Only got a couple more slides left, and then we'll do our demonstration. Now, how do we store gels? Use them, or when do we use them? And how do we remove them? Okay. Now, you guys will notice that, well, maybe you don't notice, but if you ever came to my studio at my house, you walk in there, you're not going to know that it's a nail studio, because you're not going to see no nail polish nowhere. Because my nail polish, my good gel polish that I don't let y'all use, is in a drawer where no light can hit it. No light. Okay? So you're going to want to store your gels in a cabinet protected from not only light, but also heat. What? Who talking about me? They did. I'm going to show y'all more about this lamp in a minute, okay? Because y'all need to see why it's so great. All right? Now, here's another thing you guys need to make sure you do. And you'll notice that I do this. There's certain little things that I think y'all probably don't notice. But I want y'all, when it comes to gel, please don't forget to do this, okay? Your gel, if it's wide open, first of all, what kind of lamp is this?
LED lamp.
And what kind of lamp is this?
An LED.
What is that?
An LED.
What are those? What are those? Okay, leave this open long enough under this light and see if it doesn't turn into like an ice skating rink on the top. Like, I have done that with $80 pots of gel. Bless my heart. Okay. And I did that once. So my suite, when I had my suite over at Solar, I was in the front. I had a big old window just like that right beside my nail table. And y'all know how the sun moves in your blinds, and it'll be like a little line, and then you're sitting there doing nails, and next thing you know, the UV light then skirted right over your damn. I have cured gel that way. I have cured brushes by laying it on this table under these LED lights. Okay? So, I say that to say, protect your gel, protect your brushes, protect everything. And it's not, and I mean, it won't cure it to the point where you can't use it. All you just gonna have to do is get a tweezer and pull that top layer off and throw it away. Now your brush, unusable. You cannot soak it off. This is hard gel, y'all. Cannot soak this. And even if it was soft gel, it would take forever to get it out of a brush. Okay? So keep that in mind. Close your pots when you're not using them. Okay? Use and make sure that your light isn't like this over your pot. Okay? Not only over your pot, but when you guys are practicing, your lamps are sitting in front of you, towards you, aren't they? Because you're trying to do this number. Not a good idea, ladies. If you're going to do it, turn it away from you Or you might even turn it the way the client would be, and you just putting it in there like that, because your chances of curing something that you don't want cured are very high when you have the light facing. So whatever you choose, just remember, whatever you choose to do, should you cure your products or your brush, you're going to have to buy another one. This stuff ain't cheap. Y'all know how much this costs? It's like $60 for just one. Y'all go through a whole one every single, like, 2 weeks. Okay? So, moving right along. Everybody understand that. Protecting your products, especially when it comes to gel, because gel products are not cheap. No products are cheap, but gel especially. Now, when we're using gel, this is why I wanted to wait when we start talking about heat spikes. Okay? Gel is very temperature sensitive. Okay? So, let me move Old Faithful out the way. Y'all know why I call her Old Faithful? Did y'all understand why I call her Old Faithful?
That's one of your first lamps, right?
Well, it was one of the first lamps that I ever used. That one is not. One of the students donated that when she graduated. I call it Old Faithful because she will do anything. She can cure anything. It might take her longer. It's kind of like me. It might take me a little bit longer, but I can do the job. All right. So she's Old Faithful, and I always keep Old Faithful around just in case. Okay? And that's why I call her that. Now, let's talk about this new city girl in town. Let's talk about her. So, we've got this new lamp over here, and for whoever purchased that lamp, thank you so much. As soon as it gets here, it will be in the mail right to you. Let's talk about why this lamp is so great, okay? Temperature sensitive products like gel, in order to prevent that heat spike, what we have to do is do a flash cure, okay? So when we apply the product in an old school lamp or Old Faithful or any other lamp that you have that does not have this feature, because mine has this amazing feature, and I'll zoom in on this in a second. Back with those older lights, we would have to do a flash cure to prevent that heat spike, okay? And there were several different ways to do that. One way would be to turn the lamp on. Oh, that's a great feature of this lamp. It turns itself off when you wait too long so that the battery don't go dead. So turn it back on. Okay. Just do a reset and it turns back on so your battery doesn't go dead. What we used to do back in the day, we would turn the lamp on and we would tell the client, which this was never a good idea, to go in and out, in and out, in and out, like maybe 5 times, to kind of give you that little boop, burst of light to cure it so that it didn't burn. Or, that was one way we did it. Or we would turn the light on and we would tell the client to just kind of do this slowly, slowly. Slow. It's getting closer and close. Ain't nobody got time for that. So the feature of this lamp that is so amazing, okay, is that we have a low temperature mode button. It's right here. Right there. See that? Low temperature mode, 99 seconds. So what you'll notice when I hit that button, you see how bright the light is right now coming out of this lamp? See how bright it is? When I hit the low temperature mode, look at how low the light is. So it starts a countdown. And it will start, so you can go ahead, put the client's hand in there. And it starts it at a low frequency. And over 99 seconds, it will go all the way to the highest power. And so you won't experience a heat spike. Why are heat spikes? So I touched on this earlier and I said we would bring it back around. Why are heat spikes that burn everybody? It's okay to feel the burn when you're working out. It's not okay when you're in the lamp, right? Why do we not want to feel the heat spike? Someone explain to me why. Oh, somebody's listening to my voice. Okay. So it can cause, what is that, a nail disorder? Oh. Oh. So what happens when we have that heat spike? You're actually, it's not just a figment of your imagination. It's not just a, beauteous pain. No, it is causing a first degree burn to your nail bed. Where is the nail bed located? Under the nail plate. So what happens when you cause a burn to your nail bed over time? It's going to heal, right? And you'll look at your nail when you take these products off, right? You'll look at it and say, oh, it's a little white spot right there. I wonder what that is. I don't know. It'll be all right. What that is a scar or a healing spot, scab underneath your nail plate. And eventually when it grows out, or if once it grows out, it's actually lifted away from the nail plate. That's what happens. And so that burn is not good. You want to either know how to control the light, so that meaning gradually going in or doing this whole number, or you get you a fancy light like this that has the little mode on it to help you. And nobody wants to feel that pain unless you're a weirdo, Zaye. Okay? No one wants to feel pain at the getting a beauty service. Okay? Most people. All right? So that is why you don't want heat spikes and you want to try to prevent it. Okay? And again, there are some lights out there that have that low temperature mode. Some of those lights that you run into, they may do that blinking. Right? Because some nail techs don't trust their clients to go in and out. I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, all right, go in. And then I'm going to go on, off, on, off, on, off. I ain't got time to do that. I'm over here trying to work on these nails. I don't have time to on, off for like 10 different times, right? So it's just a nice feature to have, all right? However, you do want to avoid putting on a whole lot of product, because no matter how, you can get that burn even with gel polish, y'all. You've probably felt that before, okay? So when you're applying gel, and when I do my demonstration, you will see a technique that I'm going to do known as floating the bead and stringing the bead. Okay. And these are techniques that you're going to want to practice when you're doing gel nails. Now, again, she's about to do the floating of the bead right here. With gel, your brush is not, when it comes to the application of the building of the product, your brush isn't as important as you think. You can actually apply gel with a orange wood stick. Okay? There's places where you'll need a brush, but in general, your brush is not important. It's more or less the way you manipulate the product. Okay, so a lot of nail technicians are afraid of gel because they've never used it. One, okay, and B, they're just like, oh, I can't control it. I don't know how to apply it. Well, if you think about it, acrylic don't play with you. You don't have time to play with it. Think about it. It's like, all right, you want to play? You got 30 seconds. Get it right. What is gel? Gel is so forgiving. Gel is like your mother or your teacher, like me. It's like, oh, you have time. You have plenty of time, right? You apply it. It's not going to set until you put it in the light. And if you don't like it and you're like, oh, I messed up, wipe it off, start over. Just don't go to the light, Carol Ann. Don't go. Not until you're ready. Okay? So I'll show you stringing and floating of the bead in a moment. Now, how do we remove gel? Well, hard gels must be filed off. But remember this, do not file all of it off. Okay? Why? Why shouldn't we file all of it off?
Because you don't really, if it's like a clear gel, you don't really know where it starts or ends.
Well, you'll find that you'll get an eye for things, right? But do we really want to file it all the way to the nail plate? We've already removed a few layers of nail when we prep the nail, all that stuff. So if it won't soak off, why not just leave a very thin layer? Very thin. and just apply whatever you're going to apply on top of it. Most people are not going to remove their gels and just be like, I'm done with nails. I don't want it anymore, right? They're going to be like, okay, I'm going to give my nails a break, and I'm going to go shorter this time. And I think I want acrylic this time because I don't have no money this week. I'm just saying. This one is so. Are you going to completely remove it? No. Just leave a thin layer. Lay the acrylic right on top of it. Okay? It's perfectly fine. Remember, they're all acrylates. They're in the same family. You're in the same family. Now, soft gels, obviously, those can be soaked off. Now, here's a question. Curiosity. Why are you guys, for those that are doing Gel X, why are y'all refilling these nails? Why are y'all doing fill-ins on Gel X nails? Why? Why are you applying hard gel on top of them? Why are you putting anything on them other than what is required? These are Gel X nails, and they are strong. They are strong. Okay. I'm like, why do you need all that? What is the point? And then you fill them in. These are plastic nails. I mean, after you have scratched your jeans, a few times, they start to wear down. I mean, you can't reshape them. It completely destroys the shape. I just don't get it. I don't get. Sometimes I did a Gel X set on my sister-in-law, and she went to an NSS salon, and they put acrylic over them. What? Make it make sense. I bet them things was thick. Oh, I don't understand it. The point of Gel X nails, you guys, or whatever you want to call it, Gel X or Prey, whatever brand you're using, Kiara Sky, whatever because everybody got their own press, whatever. The point of them is so that it can be. I used to call them express sets. Isn't that cute? Express sets. Why? Because I can get them done in 30 minutes. I spend more time sizing it and prepping it than I did putting it on you. I don't understand why they make products that are to make your life easier and then you turn around and make it hard again. I don't understand it. So you're not supposed to? No, you're not. And you're supposed to soak them off every 2 weeks or 3 weeks and put a fresh set on. That is the purpose of them. Sorry. Okay. I guess no one in here knows. They're going crazy in the chat. They're like, I didn't know.
Why?
Huh? What? Where? How's Cat Williams saying? What? White people be like, what? Yep. And I did, for your information, I did a Gel X demonstration. It's on my YouTube, and it is for you to watch. It's there. All right. Now, when do we use gel services? We touched on this quite a bit earlier. All right. There's some things you may want to ask your client. Okay. When you recommend, because you may run into a client that's like, well, I've never had my nails done. Shayla, I don't know which one is better. Should I do gel? Should I do acrylic? Which one? I don't know. So you may have to ask them a few questions. This is where your consultation comes in. When you're considering whether or not the client should get hard gel, soft gel, whatever, you may want to ask them this. Do you plan on wearing these extensions for a long period of time or just for a single event? Right? Because gel, depending on what type you're using, they're going to have to come in and get those removed as well. Okay? And if they're not one of those people that wear nails, gel may not be it for them. Maybe they should do a press-on set. Maybe you can recommend that or even create them one. Or something that is a little less permanent. Something that soaks off, maybe a Gel X set. Okay? And then you may want to ask, what length do you want? Or do you want something that's natural, just an overlay? Or do you want an extension? Because if it's really, really long, you may not want to put gel on them at all. Because I can tell you this, there are lots of people who wear gel nails that are very, very long, but usually they are nail wearers, okay? And acrylic is just going to be much stronger when you're talking about length. All right. So if they're like, oh, I want to extend those, you sure you want this gel, girl? I don't know. It's going to cost you for one, and for two, that may not be as strong depending on whether they're tips or forms, right? Now, how about do you have lifting? Often do you have problems with lifting? If they're a problem lifter, you may want to move them over to gel just to see if the adhesion issues stop, okay? And ask your client, what do they do for a living? If your client is, a construction worker and bust bricks, all day long, they may not want nails at all, but definitely not gel. Okay, for sure. You might want to be careful about or anything with any length. All right. Now, how are they going to remove it? Are they planning on coming back to you to have the product removed? Because most clients, I know a lot of them are DIYers, right? But most clients have no idea how to properly remove products, right? What do? One of our students last night, she said she did some nails on her teenage daughter. That's why I don't mess with the kids. I don't care. You got to be like paying for your own nails with your own money type of teenager for me. Because the kids, what do they do? She said her daughter, she did a set of Gel-X on her daughter, right? And she said she jammed her finger and she needed to take it off because it was hurting her. And she just watched her do this number right here. And I said, oh, I just felt it in my soul. I was like, 25 layers came off. How many layers came off that nail at one time? Oh my God, she ain't got no fingernail left. How many layers do we have, ladies? 50 or less, right? So she was in the less category for sure. And that's just not healthy for teenagers. It's just not. Or kids, period. All right. And so, does the client have fragile nails? You may want to, do something that's a little less damaging to their nails. They can, especially if they're not going to come in and have it removed. And they peel. Eleanor said it last night. She said her clients would be like, I'm helping you by peeling their gel manicure off. Like peeling it. Because, when you get a gel manicure, you sometimes can peel that off in one piece. She was like, no, you're not helping me. Let me do the work. All right. And does your client damage their polish after this? If you have a client, which nobody's getting regular lacquer, but imagine if you have a client who maybe they get regular polish on their toes, right? Like you should. But it never fails. Big back Bessie always goes straight home and puts on her sneakers to go, I don't know, walking in Walmart right after you just put this polish on her toes. And we know how long it takes for regular polish to cure, right? 24 hours. So when I get my feet done or when I polish my toes, I always make sure that it's on a day that I plan to wear flip-flops all day to the next day. Because if you put on shoes or socks, you're going to ruin the polish. But if you have a client who she's like, no, maybe she's not big back. Maybe she works out twice a day. And she's like, I'm going to the gym after this. I got to put on my Nikes. What should you probably put on her toes? Gel. She needs to have gel on her toes, unfortunately. Right? So, do what's best for your client. So, with that being said, in summary, all of you should have a clear understanding of the chemistry. What a oligomer. What's an oligomer, y'all? Where is it? It's caught in the matrix. Where? Right. It's caught in between. That's what a gel is, right? What's viscosity? Thickness. Then all the way to thick like Miss Mary. Then we have what? Our curing or photo initiators, right? We need that light, that molecule that is inside of that gel to make it cure. Photo initiator. Well, we talked about the difference between LED and UV. LED is faster, UV is slower. There's pros and cons to both, as well as all the different types of gels that you guys have. So many options to play with. The supplies as well as removal and who to put it on. So we're all good, right? Everybody understand? Now let's get to this good demonstration. Now, Before I get to the demonstration, I want to tell you a couple more features about this lamp, okay, that you may, and I told you when I chose this lamp, I made sure that it had every feature that I talk about a lamp should have, all right? So number one, it's rechargeable. You can move it from place to place. That's good for what reason? What if you're doing pedicures, right? So that leads me to this. This comes off, the bottom comes off, and it is sanitizable, disinfectable. Okay, you can use you couldn't put it in the autoclave, obviously it's too big, right? But these plastic parts on the bottom right here keep it from sliding. And it is magnetic, so this can be clean. What is the significance of having a reflective bottom? Right. So when you have a light, for instance, like, will you hand me the one without, if it'll come off? And then we busted her wide open. But you have one that's plastic like this. Ooh, that's nasty. You have a plastic one like this, you can't reflect the light. And we want as much reflection of the light as we can get, because anybody who's ever done a gel nail and the side of the thumb just didn't cure right, well, this will help, right? This will help. But it's even better, because that's why we can call this the Bentley of LED UV lights. Look at these little things right here. See that? So what do you think these are for? Oh, yes. The days of having to do the thumb last are over with this light. Okay. So if you look at this, when I put my hand in there, these bulbs will turn on and it will reflect the light from the sides. And then you can also put this flat on the table or on whatever you're using, and it will catch the sides if you have even bigger fingers that just turn all the way to the side, right? So this is a great feature. I tested it myself. I did, and you can see it live on YouTube. I polished my nails red. This black would be a good one to try. All right. Polished my nails red. I did not wait and do the thumb last. I didn't do it. I did everything at one time. Put it in the light and cured it. Laid it right on top. Just make sure you, ooh, bless you. When you're curing your client's hands, just make sure that they're resting that pinky and that thumb right on top of those little, just make sure it's laying right there. Beautiful. What did Eleanor say? Fantastical. We got a little Italian on that class. She said, fantastical. Magnificent. Okay. And then and again also that all those light bulbs in there. Okay, so now let's get to our demonstration really quick. So what you guys are going to do today, now I have some little, I'm going to use these plastic tips right here, but you guys are going to do the same thing you've been doing. Just glue, I got a brush. You're gonna either use the sticks or you're gonna put it on. You did something cool last week when she used the Q-tip, yeah, and had like a yeah, like that. Glued it to a Q-tip. That was kind of cool. I mean, just a raw tip, right? So what you guys are gonna do? Move this out the way. And again, for those of you that are on the live, you can catch us on YouTube and see what we're doing. Oh, awesome. Drop the link. Now, I'm going to use a puppy pad just so I don't get this stuff. And I got to put some gloves on because I will end up broke out if I don't. Please wear gloves today, y'all. Please. Okay? I won't start y'all out with any allergies. All right. Gloves. Okay. So, first thing we do when we are working on a client, we're going to prep them, right? I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. We're going to prep the client's nail. Now, this is a plastic tip. I'm going to do everything in the exact same order that I would do if this was a human. However, today you don't have to worry about using a base because we're not using it on a human, right? And I'm going to give you guys some top coat to use because I'm also going to give you the option to use gel polish on top of your gel nail so you can get 2 grades out of instead of just 1. Okay? So what do we do first? We need to do what? I'm going to prep this nail by buffing it, removing the shine. We do not need to. If I were to etch this, meaning using 100 grit, look how much damage I'm doing to the tip to that nail bed, right? We don't need to do that. I'm going to use the 180 side. Remember that gel is a softer product, okay? And when you're filing gel, you do not want to use a very rough abrasive because you'll file right through it. Okay, it's not like acrylic. Acrylic is very, very hard to file in comparison to gel, and you'll see that today. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the shine by using a 180 grit file, and this has mine has a little bit of a sponge on there to make it softer. Okay, remove that dust, and we would obviously wipe that with if it was a human, we'd wipe all that skin away with a cleanser, right? Now the next, we would push that cuticle back too, right? Now the next thing that I'm going to use a base gel because this is a natural nail, right? We're pretending this is a natural nail. So I'm going to use a base gel. And when you apply gel, let me make this really clear to y'all real quick. Gel goes where gel is, okay? And this is why I made sure that you guys knew how to polish well before you move to this step. Because if you cannot polish nice and clean without touching the skin, without getting it everywhere, gel is not going to be your friend, okay? Because A, we don't want to get that chemical on the skin. B, if you do get it on the skin and you flood the cuticle and you got it all, guess where your next layer of gel is going to go? Everywhere where the gel before it was. Okay, makes sense? So if you do, because none of us are perfect, if you do get it on the skin, you need to remove it before you enter the light. Okay, now this base gel is 30 seconds in a UV LED and 1 minute in a UV. So how many seconds are we going to cure it in here? 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to apply it does not, you notice how watery this is? It's very watery. Very watery. Base gels tend to be, because we need it to be very thin. Okay. Thin application. Be very careful. Make sure it's all in all the places that you want it to go. Okay. Turned off my light because we haven't been on. 30 seconds in the light. Okay. Now, because this doesn't have a hand, you can do this. Mine has the sensor. Or you can hit the on button, and since this is a very thin tip, it can't find it, so I had to turn it on for 30 seconds. All right. Now, our gel brush. This is the one I used yesterday. Okay, so it's already clean. But when you first get it, it's hard, just like your acrylic brush was. Okay. So I'm just gonna to clean it. Try not to use acetone as much as possible because this is a plastic nylon type, and it will fray. It'll start to do all kinds of funky stuff. But you can use alcohol, and I'm just spraying a little bit on my little mat here just to clean it and get it ready for you to use it. Now, when you're storing your brushes, please don't try to completely clean them off. Leave a little bit of gel, a little bit, okay, so that it stays hydrated, I guess you could say. Okay, now I'm going to take my tip here, take it out. You guys are going to get a pot of gel. Like I said, this is hard gel, and it is UV/LED. One of you is going to get to use my light today. Whoever want, or you, matter of fact, you can both use it. Put it right there between you guys. I'm trying to see how long this battery works because we've used it all day yesterday. It's still on 90%. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first, this is important. Okay. When you're using gel, there's certain steps that you need to follow. So this next layer, we did our base, right? This next layer is what I call, or what we call in gel, with gel, the slip layer. Okay. So what does that mean? If I pour a puddle of water on the floor and you walk on it, you're going to slip because it's what? Wet. So this layer, we're going to make a layer of gel and not cure it. Keep it wet, okay? Meaning uncured. And the reason for that is because gel does what? Gel goes where gel is. So I'm going to make a wet layer, very thin. Nothing too thick, just thin. And then I'm going to pick up a large amount of gel. And I'm going to demonstrate what floating the bead is, okay? So in order for me to be able to float that bead, I need to have a wet surface so that it will slide where I want it to go. If I didn't have this slip layer, I'd have to work a little bit harder. All right. So this is self-leveling gel. So I'm going to pick up just a small amount for me to be able to do a layer of my slip layer. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just going straight down this nail, covering. Let me move my big ass head. There we go. So y'all can. Oops, sorry. It's two of me. There we go. Just a wet layer, wetting the floor. Okay. Now, don't cure. Now I'm going to pick up a large bead of gel. And this is a large bead of gel because this is a long nail. Imagine if this was a client's real nail and their nail was really long. Okay. If we wouldn't want to do this if we were, we'd want to do this in layers if this was an extension. Okay. This is a big blob, but it's going to cover this entire nail. All right. Ready? So I'm going to pick up a large amount. Hopefully y'all, let me get it where y'all can see it. There we go. When you pick up gel, it's going to be like a string. All right. You want to break that. Don't go just dragging it over there. You can go from side to side or you can twist it. You see how I did that? Break it off. Don't just go straight over there. You're going to gel everywhere. So now I'm going to roll this big old bead off of the brush. Completely remove. We're not trying to brush this like paint. We're going to take our brush and we're going to roll it off. Do a little swoop there like the, ice cream cone. Swoop it off. See that little bubble there? I don't want that bubble. The more you manipulate it, don't do a whole lot of like swirling in the pot, okay? Because it'll make bubbles. So I just laid that on, and now if I wait long enough, if I tip this down, what do you think is going to happen if I just wait long enough? It's going to all just smooth, run down, and it'll be level and everything. But who has time for that? You got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make a contact. We're going to make contact with the gel. You see this? And we're just going to push it up to the cuticle area. Push. We're not brushing so that it's nice and flush there. And then I'm going to release. Now I'm going to control this gel, making contact with it. And now I'm going to float it all the way down. See how I'm making a U shape? Going from side to side. Dragging that. This is why I said you can do gel with an orange wood stick. Pick up a blob, run it, take it off, and then control that gel. And we're floating. We're just making contact with the gel because it's sticky. And we're dragging it down to all the way to the tip. Now see this little blob on the side hanging over? Pull it over. Bring it to the middle. Pull it up because we don't want muffin top nails no more than we do with acrylic. Now here's a little trick. You'll notice that this will start to self-level on its own. All on its own, okay? As a matter of fact, it's already done it. Let me turn it to the side so you can see. You see? It's level. Now, in order to get that apex, sometimes you'll see nail techs do this number where they turn the hand upside down. They'll put the product on, turn it upside down, wait for that gravity to do its thing, bring it to the middle, and then whoop, run in there and turn on the light. Okay? Now make sure you put on low temperature mode because it's going to be quite a bit of gel there, right? But we don't have to do that always, and because we're doing this in layers. But you'll notice now when I turned it upside down, you see that little hump? Can you see it? Kind of, sort of. So it will, if it's too much on the side, you turn it this way, let it drag down, and turn it back, and then it will automatically self-level. Gel is so much more forgiving. Okay, now I'm going to cover up my stuff here because I don't want all my stuff in the light. And then I'm going to go into this light for how long? 30 seconds, right? Going in the light, turning that on, 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to move this stuff out. Remember, we got a file, and UV gel or gel dust is very fine. It goes everywhere. So you always want to cover up your stuff. And plus, we've got a light over here, and that includes this gel brush, okay? My advice to you is to keep it covered up. I'm just going to clean it off and lay it right there. Okay, 30 seconds. Now, this nail will have a tacky layer, and we can prove that by doing this right here. Look, boop, boop. And that sticky, tacky. Hello, have a donut. You see how that has a little stick? You can even hear it, right? We don't want to get that on the client's skin, and we also don't want to get it on ours. So when you're wiping, that's another thing you want to be careful of when you're using, even when you're wiping gel polish tacky layer, okay? You're going to apply your cleanser, which is your alcohol. Alcohol on a lint-free wipe or cotton ball, whichever you have. Notice how I'm going to wipe this. I'm not going to do this number. Why? I'm dragging all that uncured gel onto the client's skin. So start up here, right? And then twerk it down. It's the only time in nails you can twerk. All right? Turn it to the other side if you and if you need to cleanse some more, get all that off. And you'll notice that this nail is crystal clear. Okay? It's not as shiny because it doesn't have top coat on it as it could be, but it's still very shiny in comparison, right? So the next thing we want to do, and there's not much to do here, y'all. Look how perfect. I mean, it doesn't even look like it have anything on it, but we know that it does. Okay. So now I'm just going to go in with my 180 grit. I don't even need this. And now if you need to remove some product, obviously use a higher grit, right? You can go in and file this nail, make sure it's nice and level, and it should be level anyway. It's self-leveling gel. Go in and shape it if you need to. I tell you what, though, when you lay your polish, you'll know if it was lumpy or dumpy or not. All right? Again, this is why when we're doing tips and things like that, we want our tips to be blended, because what will happen if we have a big old hump and we use a self-leveling gel? It's going to be level on one and higher on the other because it's trying to level itself out everywhere, right? And it can't if the foundation isn't level. Okay, so we're just going in. Make sure you file your sidewalls, get them now. You don't want a muffin top, okay? And then take your buffer, buff that out. Okay. Remove the dust. I'm going to use a cleanser. Same thing, my alcohol. And now that nail is ready for polish. And I'll prove it to you. We'll throw some on here. Let's use some Tickle Pink real quick. And this is what you guys can do today to get 2 grades. Do your 5 fingers with the gel. File them, shape them. Put some gel polish on it, and you'll get 2 gel polish grades. Okay, you got to do 20 of them. We want to knock these out. All right. So this is where it'll tell on you. Okay. Go in and apply your product. First coat. Do we need a base? No, we don't. No, you're fine. We do not need a base on because we have what? We're not applying it to the natural nail, are we? Okay. Does that look perfect or no? Gel is just king, I'm telling you. 30 seconds in the light, 30 seconds second coat, and then we have top coat for you guys to use if you want to use gel polish. Okay?
What's your polish bottle? I see the light coming in on this side.
The great thing about these bottles is that there's no, well, they do have a little open hole right there. You're right. So try to keep your polish out of the view of it. Oh, it happens all the time.
The gelish polishes, they have a hole in them.
You're absolutely right. Okay. And then I'll go in and do a second coat. And then, like I said, you guys can use the light, test it out, tell me how you like it. And put it right in between you two ladies, and you can both be knocking them out left and right. 30 seconds. And then top coat. Everybody got that? That's what we're doing. Okay. We had a few people graduate. They donated all the sticks. We have 1 million sticks, y'all. New ones. Shayla was so kind to make a minefield of tips on the floor. She popped them all off for you. If you go in the storeroom, right behind the door, there's more gel. Grab her one because I used hers. Okay. And I'm going to top coat this real quick to show y'all what the top coat looks like. And then tis it. Thank y'all so much for following and watching us today on TikTok. and on the YouTube. Thank you so much for going over there and giving me your email address so I can email you, because I'm going to email you.
We have a box over here, Sharon.
And then this will go in the light. And then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to hand you guys the light. You guys can have this one. They can have mine. Okay. I want them to test it out. Since it's Perturber. It's Perturber. Okay. And this is a 60-second cure. Botinos. So grab you a few gel polish colors if you like from back there. And if you want to do different colors. Just so you can test them out and play with some gel and get these grates. Get these good grates. All right. And for those that are in the over in YouTube, thank you so much. Where do we put the email? Well, if you came from TikTok, you had to give me your email to get the YouTube link. But if you're just on YouTube, then you're already there. You already know. You'll get the notifications if you follow me when I go live. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ooh, we got 1.5K subscribers. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Yesterday I had 1.4. So that means 100 people subscribed today. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. And that's it. That is the finished gel overlay. Okay, gel over. Yeah, you can give those to them. And then here's the lamp. And this is our new lamp. It is on pre-order. I think we only have maybe 3 left in stock. And so I'm going to have to order some more. I was like, ooh, ooh.
I'm very static.
Oh, you guys are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube and TikTok. I didn't do Facebook today because I forgot. So thank you guys so much for subscribing. Gigi, all of you guys. I'm gonna stop the YouTube. And thank you all for on YouTube. Okay. She's going to respond to a couple questions on there. But thank y'all so much for helping me build up this channel because, like I said, when TikTok goes away, I need to be able to talk to my people. I don't even do nails, but I can't stop watching your lives. That is hilarious. What days do you go live? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thank you so much, Gigi Nail Art. Wait, what's your YouTube channel name? Oh, you can get to it by just clicking the link in my bio. And then when you go there, you'll see all my social medias. Just click the little YouTube icon. Click this. When is TikTok going away? It's going away. That's what they said. I'm just telling y'all what the president said. Hold on. If you go to my TikTok, in my TikTok, let me go to my live real quick. Because I am live somewhere. Oh, there I am. Let me turn this down. Okay. Click up here. Click the link. Go to my bio. Click the link where it says Linktree right here. And when you do that, all of my socials are right here at the top. Look. Instagram, TikTok, Amazon. I got an Amazon storefront, y'all. Y'all tripping. YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Clubhouse, my email address, all of that stuff. So if you click right there, YouTube, let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to do it backwards. YouTube, it'll take you to my channel. Boom, that's my channel. And there's us right there live. There's us right there live on YouTube. Okay? Or if you don't want to subscribe to me on YouTube, you can just, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to. There's our class today. If you wanted to get to it, all you had to do was click that, fill in your name and your email, and when you hit submit, it takes you to the YouTube anyway. So that's how that works. We're going to be on YouTube from now on. It's going away in September. That's what they said. Thank you, Juicy had a man. Lucy had a man. Sorry, I can't see y'all.